And as you say, there's no actual test, whereas other cancers, there are things that you can do to try and catch it early. Is that right?
That is the big problem. There's no clear diagnostic test until it's too late. I mean, it was picked up when it was too late. Like, as I say, this blood doctor found something that he thought looked suspicious. But no, it's unlike breast cancer, bowel cancer, where there's very good screening systems. There's nothing for pancreatic cancer. And one of the things Pancreatic Cancer UK wants to do is to improve, to put money into research so that there's a chance of finding a diagnostic test or something that should help.
With the symptoms being so common, I suppose, they can be associated with so many other things. What would be your advice to people who are thinking, oh yeah, I've got a bit of a niggle, or I've lost a bit of weight, or what should they do, and how hard should they push for help from their GP?
Well, there's two things that occur to me. One is, in Alan's family is some history of pancreatic cancer. I didn't know that then, but since he died, another cousin has died of it. So I think if you've got it in the family, it's worth being checked out whether there's a genetic component. I mean, there is some in some cases. Beyond that, I think it's very difficult because, GPs aren't going to refer you for an MRI scan simply because you've got back pain or you've got a bit of indigestion. So unless it's very obvious, like if you get the cancer in some part of the pancreas, then you might get jaundice, then it'll be picked up. But if it's just these sort of generalised feelings of unwellness, I think it's very difficult for GPs to actually say, okay, I'm sending you for a scan.
And since Alan's death, have you spoken to other families who've had to deal with pancreatic cancer as well? And is was his experience very similar? Is that a common way for people to sort of find out and find that it's too late?
I think he was fairly typical in that he had just under 6 months. I have had other people who've been involved with it and who had people suffering from it, and some people had less, some people had more, but the general feeling was there's very, very little time. And that is, I think, is the biggest problem. It's too late by the time it's diagnosed.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add that we haven't spoken about?
Well, I think this campaign, Lost Voices, is to remind people of the people we've lost to pancreatic cancer, who had so much more to offer the world. I mean, obviously Alan had much more in him, but so did John Hurt. All of the names on the audio had more to give, and we lose people, and if we could just stop them being lost, it would be it would be good.
And when you first heard the campaign, and you heard all those voices and Alan's voice, what was your reaction to the campaign?
I think the campaign is brilliant, just to remind people, because one of our problems is very few people survive long enough to give survivors' tales. And a lot of people's awareness of cancer comes from people writing diaries or following their journey. We don't get much of that with pancreatic cancer because there isn't one. So I think Lost Voices reminds people of the people who we've lost, who are not here to say what they would have said.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you.